So welcome back for episode 2 of Lionheart's Legends of Film. I got quite a good response from my episode 1 Gary Oldman, so welcome back for episode 2, all about Steven Spielberg. And there we go, just a little picture of me with Steven Spielberg. Well, not actually the real Steven Spielberg, that's just a waxwork model from Madame Tussauds, but you never know, one day I might actually get to meet one of my heroes, Steven Spielberg. So let's get straight to it and start with a little bit about Mr. Spielberg. One of the most influential filmmakers Hollywood has ever seen. Spielberg has had his name credited to countless big grossing and critically acclaimed movies my generation has ever seen. Born in Idaho, USA, he dropped out of California State University to pursue a life in entertainment. He worked on westerns as an assistant editor until he tried his hand at directing himself. Spielberg tried different types of movies, everything from westerns, war movies and sci-fi movies, until the movie that changed his life forever. I'm talking about that movie that made you afraid to go back into the water. The movie that was so epic, it has its own ride at Universal Studios. A movie that scared countless generations. I'm talking about Jaws. Since that one movie, Jaws, Spielberg has nailed classic movies to the film history books time and time again, showing that he was someone to watch out for, and later becoming one of the best directors of all time. Spielberg has a large filmography of some of the classic cinema movies. He also put his hand to writing and wrote part of the Goonies storyline and some of the storyline for the Medal of Honor computer games. This brings me on nicely to some of the awards this man has won. He has won and been nominated for over 166 different awards. So 166 different awards, that's a lot of awards to go through. So I'm just going to speak about his major awards. First of all, let's talk about the Oscars. Steven Spielberg has won 3 Oscars. That's quite a lot of Oscars. That's a lot more than most actors and other directors. The Oscars that he has won has been Best Director for Saving Private Ryan, a fantastic movie. Next would be for Best Picture and Best Director for Schindler's List. He also has won 3 Golden Globe Awards and 4 BAFTAs. Here's a list of some of the other awards he has won over the years. I haven't put his nominations in as basically this video hasn't got time. He has been nominated for so many different awards as well. So on to the movies. I'm not going to go into a full review about each, just a little bit about each movie. And these are not what I think are his best. These are just some of the ones that I think people should look out for and definitely watch. They're not in a list of best to last. The list I'm going to do them for. First of all, I'm going to tell you about his upcoming projects. Then I'm going to do the newest movies to old movies. And I said these are ones I just think that if you haven't heard of Steven Spielberg or not familiar with his work, these are the ones I suggest you check out. So upcoming movies. First of all, I'm going to talk about Ready Player One. This is a book wrote by Ernest Cline, which reminds me, Guy Jeffries, I still have your copy of Ready Player One and I need to give it back to you. A lot of geeks will know about this book. I'm not going to go much into it, but they're hoping that Mr. Spielberg can give it justice. But if there's anyone out there that can, it's probably Steven Spielberg. Other upcoming projects also include the BFG, that's the Big Friendly Giant. This will be a live action adaptation. So to talk about just a few of Steven Spielberg's movies, I'm going to start with newest, going on to oldest. Newest is 2015's Bridge of Spies. I haven't actually got round to seeing this yet, I know naughty naughty, but it stars Tom Hanks and is set during the Cold War, and Tom Hanks is sent to Berlin to retrieve an American spy. Next we have Warhorse, which was a live-action adaptation of the famous theatre play Warhorse, set during World War One, that follows a horse through its life, living on a farm, to the front line as a officer's horse. A very harrowing and gripping tale Made me cry in places. A fantastic movie that apparently lives up to the theatre play. My missus hasn't taken to me yet. I haven't been good enough to be taken along to the theatre to see this production, but the film was excellent. Next up is Munich, based on a true story after the aftermath after the assassination of the Israeli athletics team in Munich. We see a group of people headed up by different organizations, including the CIA, sent out to go and find everyone involved in this assassination and killing and to bring them to justice. This is a film about what it is to be Jewish. It's not the only Jewish film that Steven Spielberg has done, seeing as that he comes from a Russian Jewish family. These are movies that I feel are very close to his heart, and you can see the passion that he has brought across onto screen. So next up, Catch Me If You Can. This stars Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio. Tom Hanks working for the government, trying to track down Leonardo DiCaprio's character, who is going through life falsifying and committing fraud wherever he can to better himself in life. The next two movies I'm going to talk about are the movies that he won Oscars for. So these are must-see movies. The first one is Saving Private Ryan. Again with Tom Hanks, this time seeing Vin Diesel in a row, and Matt Damon also appearing as Private Ryan. It's set in World War II, and it's about an American family by the name of Ryan who have lost all of their sons in World War II. Their last remaining son is still on the front line, so a team is sent out to retrieve Private Ryan and take him home so a whole generation of his family isn't wiped out. Then Schindler's List, another Jewish movie set during World War One about the Nazi Holocaust of the Jews. Very heartwarming, very sad, and a lot of passion put into this movie. As you can tell, it's very close to Steven Spielberg's heart, a very personal movie that's about what it is to be Jewish. Next is a movie that genuinely scared the hell out of me when I was a young boy seeing this in the cinema, and that is Jurassic Park. I am a huge fan of dinosaurs, as I was as a kid and still am now as an adult, and the blend of animatronic and CGI dinosaurs made for this to be an absolutely classic movie. Steven Spielberg showing he can also do quality sci-fi movies. We are talking about E.T. Extraterrestrial, that sees a young boy make an estranged friend alien who he looks after until he's able to contact his species to come and pick him up from Earth. It shows that love, friendship can go across all boundaries of species, let alone race. On to Indiana Jones. I'm talking about the original trilogy here. That's Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and The Last Crusade. These were fantastic action movies that kept you on the edge of the seat and just wanting to see more and more of Harrison Ford in this character. Unfortunately, we did see more of Harrison Ford in this character with the Crystal Skull, but I won't be going into that now. And last but not least on this list, we are talking about the movie that I feel started it all for this man's career. The movie that set him up to get that star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I am talking about the massive megalodon shark that is Jaws. This movie kept people out of the water for years. It is scary and outright terrifying. The animatronics in this movie were done so well, it looked so real. If you haven't seen any of Steven Spielberg's movies, or one you just want to see just to check out, I would recommend this movie all day long. Well, I'm going to leave it there about Steven Spielberg. There's a lot more I could say, there's a lot more I could tell you, but unfortunately I don't want to bore everyone with videos going on for hours and hours. I'm going to leave you now with all of his current filmography as a director. Stay tuned for our next episode of Lionheart's Legends of Films. If there's any director, actor, writer, screen director, anyone you would like to see being given the Lionheart Legends treatment, please let me know, comment in the box below. Until next time, thank you for watching.